All right, hello and good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels and you are now inside Northampton Wools. We're coming to you live from Northampton, Mass, inside the store. And if you are watching, I hope you take a little moment just to say hello. This week we're in a different section of the store, which we will probably continue to do for the next month as we get new yarns in and have to move things around. I want to show you what the store looks like. If you saw any of our posts this past week, you know that Bonnie was up here for the weekend and she really helped, along with Perrin and Dahlia and of course Kate and I, really helped move the store all around and really get things ready. So I want to show you some of the things that we have moved and some of the new things that we have gotten in. Hello everybody. Hi Barb. Hi Eileen. Hi Amanda. So with Bonnie's help, we were really able to clean up the stuff from the clearance sale that was left over, and that is now relegated to baskets or to a wall downstairs. We've moved all of the cotton yarns downstairs, and we now have a whole new section right behind me. Let me move like this, where we are going to be able to feature some of the new yarns that have come in. And the first yarn that I want to tell you about is, let me just move it. This is called Cobblestone, and it's not a new yarn, but it is new to us. Cobblestone is a multicolored superwash merino yarn in a huge skein. This has 612 yards in the skein, and that's certainly enough to do a big shawl. I sent a skein of this to Eileen. I sent it to her in this color, and she is going to be making the Reyna shawl for us. It's Reyna. It's a relatively simple shawl with a little bit of garter stitch and stocking net stitch and some yarn overs, I think, as well. But this yarn comes to us from Fibra Natura, which is also a Universal, under Universal Yarn Company. And like I said, it's 612 yards and it's a light worsted weight. The label is saying 22 to 25 stitches on up to a size 6. You'll also be able to use it on a size 7. So one skein of this stuff, and these are the 9 colors that we got in. So that's here front and center. And then we got in a wonderful order of Dream in Color Smooshy. I've got to move it this way. Here we go. Smooshy with cashmere in some solids and some new multicolors. So this yarn, get you standing back up again. This yarn is one that we use a lot for the Serenity 20 cowl. In addition to Serenity 20, we also did it out of the Smooshy cashmere. We were getting, last year we got the Dream in Color Sock Club, and we got a new color of Smooshy cashmere all fall through in winter. We're not doing the club this year. Instead, I just went ahead and ordered some of their solids. Look at those, really pretty. And this just feels so good, really, really good. So you can do lots of other things besides that cowl in it. And the colors, look at these blues and purples. These are just brilliant. Well, I hope they're coming through because they are just glowing. So, so beautiful. So that's one of the newest yarns that we've gotten in. Look at those two. Wouldn't those make a fantastic little shawl? So I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see. This is the bin that the owl and the puffin used to be in, but we've sort of moved that stuff to the back, and yeah, that's a good idea. And have tilted our new stand right there. So look at all those empty bins. They are just drooling with anticipation for all the new stuff that's going to be arriving after Labor Day. one of the other new yarns that we got in, I'm going to take you over with me this way, is a super bulky called Bee Wool, Bewwool. And I made this hat out of it. This is a free pattern on the Universal website. It's called their basket weave stitch. This is knit with one skein of this yarn on a size 15 needle. So really big, super fast knitting. You can make this in a night. Now, I used a 16-inch size 15 for most of the hat, but by the time I got maybe up to here, my hands were beginning to bother me. It was too big a needle in too small a circle. So I actually switched to double pointed needles to finish the hat off. So if you have been knitting for a while, you might want to think about that. As we get older, our hands get a little bit hard. It's a little bit harder to hold that big a needle on such a short cord. So it is on a size 15, and this yarn comes in some really fun multi-colors as well. There's just little shots of color in each of these skeins. I did have some yarn left over from this hat, so there's plenty of yarn in that one skein to make the hat. Behind me, over here, you can see this is all Rios, all nice and stocked and ready to go. And this way, we have our two other new yarns that we got in. The Superwash Grande, both of these are bulky weight yarns, and the Lana Grande from Cascade. So those will be ready for you to take a look at as well. So right now, those are the new yarns. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lana. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Deb. Those are the new yarns that we've gotten in. And this week we'll get a couple of orders, but it's right after Labor Day that the big stuff, the Trendsetter and all of those orders start to come in as well. We are looking and expecting a delivery of Lane, the newest issue of Lane magazine. It's going to be one that I'm really looking forward to seeing because they've kind of done a whole update on their look and their style and the layout of the magazine. So that should be interesting to see as well. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today, instead of just showing you what's going on in the store, although that is very exciting, is that thing called ease. I was looking on Ravelry last week, and Jessie Maed, M-A-E-D is her last name, published a new basic raglan top-down sweater. And the sweater itself is done with a mohair and a strand of fingering weight on a bigger needle. It's nothing unusual or that you haven't seen in a lot of different places and in a lot of different kind of transformations before. But she has become a really popular designer, especially with young people. And it is just a basic raglan sleeve pullover. You can do it cropped, you can do it long. What I found really interesting and really helpful was that she had all of her test knitters, or the majority of them anyway, post with the picture, with them wearing the sweater, with two things. They posted their regular bust size, and then they posted the size sweater that they made. And what was interesting about that is that people did both negative and positive ease. Positive ease is when you make the sweater bigger than you. Negative ease is when you make the sweater smaller than you. And it was really interesting to see how great the sweater looked on everybody. And Jessie Maed is not a tiny girl. She's a pretty big girl to begin with, and uses a real mix of people in her testing. So you can see sweaters, big sweaters on relatively small women, and you can see tight sweaters, let's say, on bigger women. And it really begins to give you an idea of just what ease means, which is, how does the sweater fit you? Do you have a lot of room in the sweater? Is it relatively tight and close to your body? Is it really tight and stretching the fabric over your body? All three of those fit styles are valid and work in different situations for different people. And it's really up to you. When a sweater is designed, the designer has an idea in mind. She wants this to be a sweater that you wear over a shirt or a turtleneck, or she wants this to be a sweater that you wear close to your skin on the smaller side. Sometimes too, you have to take into consideration the weight of the fabric that you're creating. You wouldn't necessarily make a very tight-fitting sweater out of really bulky weight yarn. The two don't really go together. It looks a little funny. You can get away with very fine weight yarn in a very big sweater. For example, the ranunculus, a lot of people do that sweater out of very thin mohair in a very big size, and it works because it looks like a very lightweight, feathery kind of thing on the person. So you really want to think about that. To kind of give you an example of that, Kate and I were working with a customer last week or so, almost 2 weeks ago now, and she couldn't really decide on a color and couldn't really find the right amount of yarn for the sweater that she wanted to make. And just kind of half kidding, after she left, Kate and I were going through it, and Kate made a little remark saying, well, you could knit that for me. And I went home and said, you know what, I can knit something for Kate. She doesn't know that's why I did this. And I started to make this sweater out of a yarn for Kate as a little thank you for all of the hard work that she does for me. So I used a pattern from Drops Design, which is very similar to the Calliope or a Calliope, which is a free pattern from Espace Tricot. It's just a basic, I'm standing up, a basic top down with a yoke. So that means that you are increasing all the way around, not just in a raglan sleeve. I knit the sweater on a size 11 needle. And once I split for the sleeves, I was like, oh boy, this really looks too big. But I went ahead because it was not an easy yarn to rip out to begin with. And I finished the sweater with the sleeves and everything. And I tried it on, and it was big on me. And I was like, oh, I can't give it to Kate like this. It will be way too big. So I wet the whole thing, and I threw it in the dryer with some of our wonderful dryer dot balls that I showed you before, just for, didn't have to be very long. It was maybe only 15 minutes. And it changed the fabric and brought the sweater down to what I wanted it to be. And I want to show it to you now because it's perfect now. But I'm not saying that that's what you should do. What I'm saying is you should make it right. But I want to show you what ease really means, like on a body. So Kate is going to put this sweater on. First, I'm going to show it to you. This is the sweater that I knit her, and this sweater measures 46 inches around. And 46 sounds like a big number. When there are a lot of customers that when I would say this, you need to make the 46 to finish and fit you properly, would balk or panic at that number. It's just a number. It's just giving us a place to go. Kate's body measurement is 40 inches. And this sweater is 46, right? That's what we measured the other day, 39.40.
Yeah, 39.40.
And she said she's growing boobs for the first time in her life.
But I like to wear my clothes a little loose.
Yes, you do. But this does not look. This is 6 inches of ease. And on Kate, this does not look like it's too big.
No.
It looks like it's a really great fit.
Yeah.
Even through the back, there is not a whole lot of extra fabric. Okay, turn around. Just like that.
Oh, there you can see it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a great fit. So when you are looking at sweaters, when you're looking at patterns, what you want to look at are the finished measurements. What?
Are you putting it on next?
And I can. Are the finished measurements. And usually you've heard me say that you should have at least 4 inches between you and your body. But this is what Jessie Maid has done for me. You can also go closer than that if you want a closer fit. Now, my bust measurement is, I think, right around 49. So this is actually a sweater that is smaller than my body. And I can wear it too. Now, it does fit me differently than Kate, but it is knit. It's a knit fabric, and so there's a lot of stretch to it. You can see when I stick my arms out, I don't have the kind of room that Kate did when she stuck her arms out, but I could, it's very comfortable. It is, this is a sweater now with negative ease. That means the sweater is smaller than the body, but it still works. So when you come in for your next sweater project, we can try and help you figure that out, basically, is what I'm saying.
Thanks for the sweater.
You're welcome. Thank you. So that is hand me some of that.
Yeah.
The yarn that I used is called La La Harmony. And it is a slight boucle. I would say knit it on a 10 or a 10.5 needle. So Rosemarie is saying that she used the cobblestone to make a shawl called Borrego from the winter issue of Vogue. Thanks, Rosemarie. I hope you like it. And Bess is saying, does some of how it looks about the ease depend on the drape of the knitted fabric? Yes, Bess. That's kind of what I meant by a bulky weight fabric being knit in a size that's close to your body will not have the same kind of drape or ease or flow that the same kind of sweater done in a lighter weight fabric will have. So you do want to think about that, about drape as well. So the La La Harmony comes in a bunch of colors, and it is a boucle, but it should be knit on a bulky needle. And it kind of has, because it's going to look like a relatively thin strand of yarn, but you want all that boucle to bloom. I think an 11 was too big, and that's why I had to shrink it a little bit. So if you started with a 10, I think that you would be happy with the fabric. But it's a very light but incredibly warm for that material sweater. So yarn, we've got a lot of it. And I only ended up using about 4 skeins of this, maybe 5 skeins of this for the sweater. And Eileen is saying that's why you should always read the entire pattern so you don't end up knitting a sweater that no one can wear, or that is too small or too big, or And listen, I am in a position where I could throw caution to the wind and say I'm wetting it and I'm throwing it in the dryer and we'll see what happens, because if it came out doll size, I have a doll. If it came out, kid size, I have a granddaughter. But it was a risk I was willing to take, but not one that I would necessarily recommend, because it's not a controllable kind of thing. You never really know what you're going to get when you start to play around like that. So there's all of those. We may have just enough of that orange to do a sweater, but we've got a lot of the other colors still left. It was a fun, quick, like I said, top-down knit without getting a lot of detail in the sweater. Just a very basic, use that calliope pattern from a Space Tricot and you will be all set. So let me take a look here. Oh, on Friday, Jennifer came in with a sweater that she had, an Icelandic sweater that she had knit 35 years ago. And we've been working on this with her for a while. She wanted to turn the pullover into a cardigan. So she had done some preparation work. She had crocheted on either side of the center line so that she was all set up. And we cut that steek on Friday. We videoed it and we have put that video up on YouTube. So if you've got nothing to do and you want some fun entertainment, it's a 5-minute video on cutting into knitted fabric. Jennifer has picked stitches up and knit the bands, and when she's all done with the buttons on, we'll take a picture of it and post it on the website as well. So that was a fun little treat. We don't often get to do that kind of thing. So take a look at that sometime. And let's see. We also want to remind you that we do have a basic sock class scheduled for in September. There are 3 people signed up right now, so we still have 3 openings for that. It's a 2-session class. The first session is going to start you on double pointed needles, get you going on the leg, and Gail is going to demonstrate how to make the heel flap. And then the second session will be turning the heel and doing the gusset, and then you're on your way on the foot. That is listed on the website, as well as our Learn to Knit and Crochet classes. So I am working this week on filling out the rest of the schedule. I do think I'm going to do another ranunculus class probably on Monday afternoons later on in September for 3 weeks, and then we'll be putting more things on the schedule then as well. I want to, if you haven't heard, the Taste of Northampton is back, and it is going to happen on September 10th down the street where the depot used to be, in that parking lot. I am not sure yet, because I don't think they actually posted it, how many restaurants are actually going to participate in it, but we are all so excited and happy to have the Taste back. We've got a big idea, Kate and I, to kind of tie in and celebrate the Taste. I'm not 100% sure I can get it all done, but we might get one thing done. We're going to try and do a little Taste of Northampton Wools box that's going to have several different types of the new yarns that we've got in that you will be able to experiment with, and we're going to include a little, they're called mug rug patterns, so you can try the different yarns. But I'm working hard on trying to get that together. I was going to do like 3 different weights, but I don't think I have enough time to do that.
Next year.
I'll do one weight, and we'll be able to tell you more about that next week. Next Monday is Labor Day. I will be doing a live. I might be from home, but I do want to continue to share with you the stuff that's coming in. So I will be doing a live from home probably then. Also, this weekend on Friday is the Chalk Art Festival. So if you're walking around downtown, Friday or Saturday is a good time to check out all of the sock artists that will be out there working. I don't think we were lucky enough to get one in front of our store this year, but it is a fun event to look for up and down all of Main Street. So there's a lot going on this weekend in town. In addition to, it is Labor Day, the influx of college students. So avoid UMass area,
Yeah.
I think. We've seen a lot of Smith and Mount Holyoke people already returning. So, oh, Holly, how wonderful. Holly's daughter is doing the Chalk Festival. That's so great. We'll have to specifically look for her and take pictures of it. That's wonderful. All right, one other little quick thing that I'll let you see is we did a little more dramatic. The Big D built a shelf for us that we've put up right underneath the love sign. She won 2nd place last year. That's fantastic.
Oh, congratulations.
And up there we have all of the interchangeable needle kits. So it's made a much neater kind of presentation for us. So I am just so excited to be moving stuff around and kind of giving the whole place a freshen up kind of look, which you'll be hearing more about as we go. All right, well, it's a gorgeous summer day out there. I hope you all have a chance to enjoy today and the rest of the week, and take some time to come on in and visit with us. If not in the store, watch for our posts on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you, Bess. Yeah, it does look really good. I'm really, really proud and happy to it. So in the meantime, everybody, you know the drill. Go knit something, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.